Hey there, welcome to the Family History Foundation. My name is Franklin, and we are the Family History Foundation, the past relative to the future. And you can find us online at familyhistoryfoundation.com. And today we got a good one. This is how to create family tree template wall art your family will love. Hey, in 4 simple steps, we're going to teach you how to create family tree wall art. That is amazing. Before we get into that, make sure you like and subscribe to support genealogy and family history across this wide, wonderful world. And check the description for more genealogy goodies below. Okay, let's jump into this. So, are you looking for a meaningful, creative, and heartwarming way to showcase your ancestry? Well, you are in the right place. In this guide, we'll show you how to create free family tree template wall art. And you may be saying, well, what is that? Well, basically, you can showcase your family tree, your family, your genealogy, your family history, and turn it into wall art. Turn it into art, okay? Take it off of your computer, take it out of your file cabinet, take it off of your bookshelf, and display it creatively, which is the most inspirational way. You're gonna love this, okay? Something that you and your family will truly love. Okay, it's something that just doesn't sit in a drawer, but proudly hangs in your home. So whether you're prepping for a family reunion, decorating a heritage-themed space, right? Or simply preserving your lineage beautifully, this is the ultimate guide for you. Okay, so let's dive into that emotional power and practice steps behind creating free family tree template wall art. Okay, we have 4 steps for you. Okay, and these are going to be super amazing. But before we do that, let's talk about why. Why would you want to turn your family history or your genealogy into a wall art or make a wall art project? Well, most genealogy charts are tucked away in folders or files, but family trees aren't just data, they're stories. You want to share your stories about your ancestors, who they were. You can put up pictures. Now, when I say wall art, I'm talking about the whole gamut, the whole spectrum of what is possible. If you just stop and think right now about what's on your wall, what's decorating your home right now, looking around you, or just sort of use your mind's eye, you may have art that you bought, you may have art pieces, artistic interpretations, you could have fancy words displayed, like something you might find at Ross's or something, or you may actually have pictures of your family on the wall, and I hope you do. But what we're going to do is use this idea, but instead of displaying other people's stuff, right, you're going to display your own stuff, okay? And so we're going to get fancy here, and you can get as fancy as you want or as simple as you want with this project as we go through the steps, okay? And the best part about this, well, here's what we're going to do, celebrating your heritage visibly. So these are the things that you're going to do. Encouraging family connection through daily reminders of who you are and where you come from. That pride in self, pride in your family, right? Our ancestry, our family history tells us everything. It makes us proud, and we should have a sense of pride about the past in creating who we are, okay? Creating heirlooms that future generations will treasure, right? Inspiring curiosity. I love this in children and relatives. Who's that? What does that mean? Wait, I know this person in this family tree on the wall, but who is that? Is that great grandma? Or, so we can talk about this, make it a community, builds out your family, okay? And really honoring those who came before you, okay? The best part here is that you don't have to be an artist or a designer, okay? I'm not asking you to sort of be anything that you are not, but with free templates, with this free template wall art approach, you can actually create stunning visuals on a budget using ready-made tools. And again, you can get as simple or as fancy as you want, okay? And so let's go into step 1, okay? So step 1 is downloading some sort of template. And you can pay for these, but there are tons of places where you can do this for free, okay? And so before you get creative, you may need a template. Templates serve as sort of like fixable starting places, but they're also inspiration, right? Because to begin with, you can actually just print a frame, an old photo that you love. You can go small, create a collage, or do whatever suits your fancy in terms of design. And, when you're talking about templates, I mean, Canva, come on, just get on Canva, go and just search. Sometimes the searching is like trying to find a series or a movie to watch online. It takes way longer to search for stuff than actually get what you want. But, on sites like Canva, or you can use other templates like a Word doc or things like that. But really getting your hands out there and just finding something that you like and just get started, okay? And if you are looking for templates, this is like a companion article. If you head over to familyhistoryfoundation.com or follow the link below, it'll take you to this article. This is a companion article in a way to two other things that I've written, which one is called 10 Best Free Family Tree Templates to Download. You can also find the YouTube videos on this. The companion YouTube videos to the companion articles, to this companion article, okay? Or free family history templates to download, charts, timelines, and more. Okay, so what you're going to find in those articles and the downloadable links that I've given you are more for your research, right? They're like pedigree charts, and they're information sheets, fact sheets, timelines, heirloom lists, things like that. But you can turn any of those things into wall art if you really want to, or use something that's already created and a photo editing tool, and away you go. So you can just get in there. Now choose high resolution PDF or PNG versions for best print quality. Okay, step 2, once you find some sort of template, personalize your template like a pro, okay? So a free template is just a start. What it brings to life is personalization. Make it something you can be proud of. Put your own spin on an image or series of images. And the great thing about digital art, okay, are you listening? The great thing about digital art is that you can create and recreate all you like. If you're not happy with one version, create a whole nother one, okay? It's not like you spent 3 hours on a canvas and decided that you don't like the color of the dress you painted, or the sky that you, or the plant that you put in the picture. You can't sort of undo that. Well, with digital art, you can do this. You can cut and paste. You can change colors, right? It's almost overwhelming the amount of things that you can do. But here's the cool part. Once you get started, you're going to uncork that tap of inspiration, and it's just going to flow out of you. Okay, so personalize your template. Pick your template. Now get in there and put things on it. Okay, and here's how you can transform it. You can add names and birth, death dates. You can have a picture. You can add those bits of information on there. You can use Canva, PowerPoint, or your favorite image editor if you want to. And here are some other cool suggestions. When you're writing dates and names, or things on these pictures, if you're adding a collage or whatever, use heritage fonts. Okay, so you don't want to use like Arial bold, right? Or maybe Times New Roman, right? Use something like E.B. Garamond or Cinzel or Old Standard TT, right? I don't even know what these fonts are, but you can look them up. These came up as suggestions, so I'm sharing them with you, okay? And use these kind of heritage fonts, or as you drop down a font list on any program, including Canva, or including PowerPoint or Pages, they show you the actual preview of the font, and just choose something that looks cool. And speaking of heritage fonts, when you include photos of your ancestors, again, make sure they're high res and you can take them, digitize them, scan them. If you don't have a scanner, go down to the UPS store or something. You can scan things and do that. You can take high res pictures with your phone using a stabilizer, anything you want to do, okay? If you can add a family crest, or location icons, maybe a picture of a country, picture of a state, or something like that to personalize it, okay? And like the heritage fonts, maybe you want to use heritage colors, okay? Like muted pastels, or like heritage blues, like blue colors, which creates a vintage scrapbook type style. And really what we're doing here is kind of scrapbooking. You're like digital scrapbooking, but you're going to take, instead of putting in a scrapbook, that piece that you're going to create is going to go on your wall. You're going to frame it or put it up there and just look at it. right? Why close it off to the light of day when you can keep the light shining on it, okay? And if you want more on this, I have a 7-day family history organizing challenge, which I will link below as well. It's your path to powerful genealogy. Okay, so don't be afraid to get creative. Step 3, now that you have something in mind, a design that you're happy with, now you want to print it out, okay? And obviously I think you can guess step 4, which is to put it up, okay? So pick the right paper and printer, okay? Now, when we're printing out images, we want to make sure that it conforms to your frame size, okay? Sometimes when frames say 8 by 10, it's not actually 8 by 10 because the frame may crop a little bit. So you may have to do some cutting or folding. And when you print out images, maybe you want to print, if you don't have a backing, print out on a little nicer paper, like a little bit of cardstock. Now you can go down to different places. If you have this set up at home, I probably don't recommend printing at home because you're going to use a lot of ink and you're not going to get the resolution that you want. For me, I live close to a UPS store, and I've actually printed over graduation season a bunch of posters, and I went through Walgreens and printed online. They have an amazing service. You just go online. Once you have your digital image, you can upload it there and print it out on cardstock or whatever you want. I like the control of going to the UPS store just because it's close to me. 1, 2, I can bring everything down in a thumb drive or email it down there. And I like the thumb drive because I can walk in and control the printing that I want. And then I just choose a cardstock or whatever. I can print it or have them print it for me. Super, super easy, okay? So matte heavyweight cardstock, fine art paper, and really you don't have to choose a colored cardstock paper because you're going to print over it. A white is actually better. Parchment style paper if you want to make it look nicer, but remember that the paper has to be a little bit thicker because it's going to go inside a frame and you want it to be a little bit sturdier. And you may or may not have to cut the edges around. So printer settings, I wrote in the article printer settings, but I mean, actually, I wouldn't recommend printing. Maybe you want to print if you have a good printer, but printer ink is like one of the biggest, well, I shouldn't say this, but anyway, you understand if you own a printer, the issues surrounding printer ink. So go and print it is my sort of recommendation, okay? So that's it. Once you print it out, or step 3, now you're going to turn it into wall art, okay? So now that you have it, you have your idea, you've put it down there, you've printed it, you're holding it in your hand, you're like, wow, this is going to be cool. You're probably super excited, okay? And I've done this, so I'm sort of rechanneling my energy as I've printed things out. Time to display it. You can use antique style frames, modern minimalist frames, shadow boxes, metal prints, which I actually love. You can go through Costco or you can go through online printing services. They'll do it and send it to your house. How easy is that? And once you get it there, it maybe comes on pre-mounted things, or you can go down and get your own hardware and mount things. I've shopped at Ross's quite a bit for frames because frames can get expensive, but I've gone down there and found $7, couple dollar frames that are really nice. And sometimes I'll go with a measuring tape and just measure, make sure the window side conforms to the paper size that you want to use, and it fits in there nicely. And then just take it home and print it. Easy, 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 okay? And then mounting ideas, you pick your surface, find out where you want to go, mount it on the wall, right? If you're mounting it to drywall, make sure you use a drywall mount. Don't just go right in the drywall if it's too big. Like, I don't know, make sure, depending on how huge the size of the image you want, make sure it's mounted correctly so it's not going to destroy your property either, okay? And that's kind of it. Just get it up there, mount it, and rinse and repeat, okay? Well, bonus ideas here. You can do pictures and stuff, but you can put up old wedding photos. You can put up old letters. You can frame those things, maps showing where your ancestors lived of countries, and maybe you can draw lines and make, put little images on there where they went and dates and things. And that's kind of a neat thing too. Everyone loves a good map. Okay. All right. So I hope you're feeling good. We have reached the near end of this article. And as you guys know, if you follow Family History Foundation, I usually always have a quiz for you. So it's quiz time. And this is a quick 3 question quiz. All right, I want to get your brain turning and focused and thinking about family tree wall art and your family history. Okay, let's get into this quiz really quickly. And the question is for the quiz, what's your family tree wall art style? Okay, simple. Okay, and we have 3 questions. Okay, are you ready? You're going to mark down your answers, and then I'm going to give you your results, which sort of speak to you as a family history wall art designer. Okay, question number 1, what's your favorite home decor style? What do you like? A, vintage cottagecore. B, sleek and modern. C, rustic farmhouse. Or D, eclectic and colorful. Okay, choose your home style. Ready? Cool. Let's go to number 2. Pick your ideal color palette. Okay. A, sepia and parchment. B, monochrome and minimal. C, earth tones and wood. Or D, bright pastels and bold pops. Wow. Pretty cool list of choices, to be honest, man. I'm not sure what I would pick. Maybe on any given day I might pick something different. All right, got your answer? Cool. We're moving to number 3. What would you frame your family tree with? Okay, what type of frame would you pick? A, ornate antique gold frame. Ooh. Clean white frame. Nice. Reclaimed wood. Ooh. Or colorful washi tape. Nice. Got your answer? Cool. Now we're gonna aggregate your results. Mostly A's, mostly B's, mostly C's, mostly D's. Okay, so if you chose mostly A's, we are calling you the heritage heirloom. Okay? And if you got mostly B's, you are the modern minimalist. If you got mostly C's, you are rustic roots. And if you chose mostly D's, you are the creative keepsake. All right, comment down below which one you are. I want to hear which one you are, A, B, C, or D. Write it in, okay? Tell us your style in the comments at the end. I think I'm A and C. Yeah, A and C, kind of like both of those, actually, okay? Bonus ideas, right? We have a bunch of bonus ideas over in the article on Family History Foundation, which include family reunion keepsakes, genealogy scrapbooking, which we'll get into more of, creative projects with kids, and more helpful tools and research too. Okay, and the final touches make it yours forever. Finish your family tree template wall art with these heartwarming ideas. Add a quote like, "We are the result of 1,000 loves," or 1,000 lives, for that matter, right? Add a quote on a picture or some collage or document, right? That kind of brings it to life. Frame your tree with dried lavender for memory and calm. Yeah, you can sort of add little dried lavender bits or things like that you want. Pressed sunflowers, right? Leave new space for new family additions, baby footprints, wedding dates, so on and so forth. So you can add as you go, and you can watch your design styles, tastes, modalities grow as you add more art, okay? So this project isn't just about design, okay? What I'm trying to give you is something more than that. That's the connection, the emotional bond of your heritage. It's about honoring your roots, celebrating your people, and preserving the legacy that everyone that came before you created, that we have today, okay? So now, final challenge before I let you go, show us your wall. If you want to, snap a picture of your family tree wall template art. What does it look like? Take a picture and say, hey, this is me. Show it with pride. And comment down below everything that you've done. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in, taking the time to be here. I appreciate you guys so much. Check out the full article on familyhistoryfoundation.com, where we do everything genealogy to help you to bring that family history to life. All right, so like and subscribe, and let us know what you think. Okay, take care. Love you. See you in the next one.